Hello everybody, this is Miss Hoogland. I am going to do some more advanced letter review with you. Most students are starting to be introduced to most of these patterns in first grade. There's a couple like the double E is in kindergarten, and some of the there's a couple others that are in kindergarten, but not a whole lot. By second grade, a majority of these patterns have been introduced. We're also going to talk about the position that these letters fall in, and that some English words do not end with certain ones of these patterns. So we're going to go through them, okay? Here we go. All right. OA says O. We call this a team, OA. And remember, these are not always. They always do it. This is a majority of the time, and there are always exceptions to the patterns here, always exceptions. So OA says O, and it's typically used in the middle of a word or the beginning. Then we have U or U. This one is typically at the end of the word, typically at the end. Excuse me. This one says ow or o. This is typically found at the end of a word, typically found at the end, not always, unless there's an N following it, and then it's found in the middle, like in the word down, okay? This EY is typically found in the word they, and it says A. It's a chunk, A. Double O says oo, or it says ooh, or So ooh and you got to be flexible. You got to know when to use it, okay? I have PH. It's a two-letter digraph. This is when we put two letters together to make a brand new sound. A word that you might use this in would be phone. GH is another one of those digraphs, and it's when we put those two letters together to make a brand new sound. The GH says f, and it's almost always found at the end of the word, except for the word ghost, and then it doesn't say f at all. Okay, this word, or this chunk right here, says I or E. I or E. Got to be flexible. You got to try one. If one doesn't work, try the other. English words do not end in J. So a way we get around that is they have three-letter J, and this is a D, G, E. This almost comes right after a short vowel. It almost always comes right after a short vowel. It's like in the word budge. Please don't budge in line. This is the suffix ing. It has two sounds in it. It actually, when you sound this out, please don't try to help your kids sound this out. Don't go ng, because ng does not say ing. This I right here says the E sound because of this nasal N. Now, a nasal N, if you'll notice, when I make the N sound, like that, and then I plug my nose and try to do the same thing, notice it doesn't come out correctly. Anytime we have a vowel following an N, we have to be careful to make sure that we can trust that N, because the vowel might not always do what it wants to do. So in this one right here, it's ing, ing. Okay. This is two-letter A that we use at the end of English words. Two-letter A we use at the end of English words. This is unk. It's in the very back of my throat. Don't go ng. Go unk. This one right here is an R-controlled vowel. Anytime we see a vowel R pattern, the R is going to change the vowel. It typically does not say what it's supposed to say, so we need to make sure that we recognize those vowel R patterns. This one is an AR, and AR says R as in arm. Okay, AR says R. Then we have OR and ORE. They both say or as in the picture orange. Okay, OR and ORE. Then we have the three ers. I typically will say that these are either the three bears, and bears go or it's on our card for bird. I know bird spelt B-I-R-D, but they're trying to get the kids to understand that it's This is the of her, for those of us that are remember learning this in school. Of her. Then we have the of nurse, the of nurse. And then we have the of first, the of first. Now, when I think about these three right here, there is not a way to specifically know which one to use. There's not a beginning. This one's used at the end, this one's used at the beginning, this one's used in the middle, whatever. The most common one that you're going to find is of the three. And then you also find the UR and the IR. The best way for students to learn these is by exposure and just sorting these words, sorting words that have different sounds in them. Okay. Then we have ED. ED makes three different sounds. Now this is a suffix. We do use it at the end of the word to show past tense. It is very important to recognize ED as something that's showing us past tense if we're able to comprehend what we're reading. Now, ED says three different things. It can either say D, it can say T, or it can say id. Now, I'm going to give you some examples. Today I play. Yesterday I played. Okay, that's our D. Today I talk. Yesterday I talked. I talked. So that's our D, that's our T. Today I paint. Yesterday I painted. Painted. It generally does not say ed. We always want to make sure that we say the three different, try to help students understand. The best way to do that is say the word I do this today, and then say I did it yesterday, and then have them change it. And typically they'll need help with it. It's good to do sorts with these. I'd put a D at the top of one column, the T at the top of another column, and the ID at the top of the other column, and then sort those words out. Okay? ED is a suffix. It says D, T, and id. We have OU. OU is typically found in the middle or the beginning of words, and OU says either ow or it says ooh. It says ow or it says ooh. Double E can be seen at the end or it can be seen in the middle of words. I don't know that I've ever seen it at the beginning of a word. A double E typically says E, except for in the word Ben. Always got to be an exception. AI is something that we use. It's the A that we use in the beginning or the middle of a word. AI is the A that we use in the beginning or the middle. Then we have OI. This is the OI that we use at the end of English words, at the end. OI. And then we have one more OI. This is the OI that we use in the beginning or the middle of English words, beginning or middle. Okay, I'm quickly going to go over these. I'm not going to talk so much. I'm just going to show you the card and say what the sound is. Okay? All right, see if I can get this back right again. All right, sorry. U, oo. Ow, o. A. Ooh, ooh, at the beginning, at the end, I or E, three-letter J, ing, A at the end, R, or, D, T, and id, ow and oo, E, two-letter A we use in the beginning or the middle, Oi we use at the end, and oi we use at the beginning or the middle of words. I hope you found this video helpful. Decoding is a really big part of your students being able to comprehend what they're reading. These letter patterns will definitely help your students be able to decode, which means sound out words and make sense of them. Remember, less than 10% of the English word, less than 10% of all English words can be decoded, less than 10%. So that's a lot of words that we can figure out. I hope you found this useful. Have a good day.